Oh, good evening. Um, Found out earlier today that there wasn't going to be a main event tonight. Various folks are, they have various problems with scheduling or internet or other such things. So I figured I'd jump on. Don't really have a plan. We could talk college football, certainly, which is what I think we're going to actually do main event um, probably Friday afternoon. I don't know what the plan is. Um, but I figured, I had nothing better to do until what, at 10 a.m. or something like that. And 10 p.m. I should say, when Lou comes on, of course, which case I'll jump off. But figured, why not come in, do a live show, and entertain some folks. See if see if we can do that. Let's see who came in today. Urban Country. Never seen that guy before. Welcome. Junkyard Dog is here. Yeah, we don't have a defense, Junkyard Dog. I don't know what you're talking about. The bet's here. He's foolish enough to want me to keep Todd Grantham, which, expect that. Neo's here. Tennessee Mike's here. Razorback fan number one. Yes, I agree. The election has been depressing, but, I'm past all that. It is what it is. We knew what was going to happen. Going into the election, we knew there was going to be massive fraud, there was going to be cheating, there was going to be shenanigans on the part of the Marxists, and we got what we got. So, moving on, that's all over and done with, and I guess we just have to hope that the country can survive from now on. Um, And I am looking forward as well to football this weekend. Not looking forward to see my Gators take a beating, but whatever. Uh, oh, okay. Thank you, Urban Country. Now I remember. Yes, yes. Um, I hope the advice I gave you was useful. You know, always people asking for advice, and I'm always happy to give advice. I'm always happy to talk to people, give them advice on, if I can. I never find out later. I never find out if the advice was worth anything. So hopefully it was. Yeah, I agree. Razorback. The game should be an interesting game. I think it's going to be a good game, but um, I don't know if we can win the game. We don't have a defense. No, we don't have a defense. We don't have a defensive coordinator. He's an idiot. Fire him. We don't have a coordinator. We don't have a really good defense, and I don't know what's going to happen in a couple of days. If Florida can do one or two things right on defense, basically their only hope is to shut the run game down. If Florida can shut down Georgia's run game, or at least limit it as much as possible, and force them to beat us through the air, and we can score points on a admittedly beat up Georgia defense, and if we can get a 14-point lead and play some defense on our part, we have a small shot. But I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia walks away with a win here. Let's see. Neo's here. I saw that. Blue Shirt Buddha's here. Archie will beat Tennessee. You know, Tennessee is so beat down right now. It wouldn't surprise me if Arkansas beat Tennessee. It really wouldn't. I mean, Tennessee has to be mentally beat to shit. I mean, you know, back-to-back losses to Alabama and Kentucky. I know their fan base is pretty shell-shocked right now. I can imagine the team is pretty shell-shocked right now. But, you know, that's why we go on the field and we play the game, right? You know, Florida could go, you know, hit the field in Jacksonville and somehow eke out a victory against Georgia. I don't know if it's possible, but, you know, that's why you play the game, right? Arkansas could somehow rise up and beat Tennessee. You know, that's why you play the game, to find out. Let's see. Everyone's saying hello to each other and hello back and so on. Yeah. Yeah, Junkyard Dog, that sort of sums it up. Georgia doesn't have an offense and Florida doesn't have a defense. However, Georgia has enough of an offense to give a team with no defense a hard time. And if you guys can just run the ball and grind it out and not have to rely on Stetson Bennett to win the game for you, who knows? You know? And the longer you keep the ball on offense, the longer our offense sits on the sideline and doesn't score points. Of course, we have a good quick strike offense to counter that. So, you know, this is where it gets interesting, right? You know, the various scenarios of what can happen if one side of the ball plays this way and the other side plays this way. You know, the permutations are endless. So I guess we'll see what happens. You know, who game plans better? Is it Kirby or is it Dan? You know, who's a better in-game coach? Who can adjust better? Both are great coaches. I really believe that we got two great coaches here. Maybe not at the Saban Sweeney level, but we got good, really good, serviceable coaches that can adjust. Who adjusts better? I think Mullen can adjust better than Kirby. I think Kirby doesn't adjust in game as well as he should. But we'll see what happens on Saturday. You know, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, our defense looked pretty good against Mizzou team. Mizzou team is about one notch above high school football. So, you know, in the previous three games, we were giving up a large number of points. I mean, the Missouri game, we gave up the least number of points we've given up all season, and it was still too many, in my opinion. You know, this was a team that had defense not so long ago that they were knocking fools out. They were sacking the quarterback at a ridiculous rate. They were picking balls off. They were causing fumbles. They were tackling. Florida ain't doing any of that this year. They're not pressuring QBs. They're not tackling. They're not picking off balls. They're not causing fumbles. The fundamentals aren't there with this team. And that's what scares the piss out of me when they go up against a team like Georgia, who, you know, okay, their quarterback ain't so grand, but they can still pound it down your damn throat with a good group of running backs. And if we can't stack the box, I think the only way Florida wins is stack the box, put 7 in the box, drop 4 people in coverage, and stop the run. Sell out stopping the run and force Bennett to throw over the top. I don't think he can do it, not consistently, although Georgia does have a good group of receivers, no doubt. But if you're going to have a small quarterback try and throw over our line and his line and not get balls knocked away or deflected or tipped, or he can't see what he's doing, if we can stop the run, then anything is possible. But if we can't stop the run, nothing is possible. Ugh. Well, yeah, I agree, Razorback. Stetson Bennett is a good story, but he's not a good quarterback. I mean, it's a good story, walk on, makes good and all that. He dreamed of being a Georgia Bulldog, and he walked on, and now he's a starter with one of the best teams in the SEC. But you're right, he's not very good. Let's see. Yeah, Bet. I mean, you're right. If you can't get to Bennett, if you can't sack him, get your hands up. I mean, it happened with good success against Alabama. I didn't watch the Kentucky game, so I don't know if they were able to bat balls around in the Kentucky game, but certainly worked well for Alabama. Vandy Dandy's here. Vanderbilt plus 700 on the money line at Mississippi State. Well, bet him. Bet Vandy to win straight up. What have you got to lose? You never know. Put $20 on the game, and you never know what can happen, and you might make a fortune that way. Will Thorogood's here. How you doing, sir? So you think Vandy is going to beat Mississippi State? Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Oh, and Libby's here. Yes, me. There's you. There's you, Libby. I see you. See, I see you. Yes. I'm here. I'm bored on a Thursday night. I was supposed to be part of a live stream called The Main Event. It didn't happen tonight. It'll probably happen. By the way, if you're looking for The Main Event, something happened to Carter's internet and Tiger Cat couldn't come. So I think we're going to try and do it sometime tomorrow afternoon. I'm not sure. And Marcus Aurelius is still missing in action, although I heard secondhand that he's got some offline things going on in his life that need his attention. And I think he was in communication with Lou. I haven't heard from him. I don't know if Tiger Cat's heard from him. I don't know if Carter's heard from him. I don't know if D4's heard from him. But we'll see if Marcus shows up sometime in the near future. Jason Greenberg is laughing at something. Welcome to the stream. Anyway, and Mike Hunt says, howdy, surfing YouTube, and ended up here. What's this channel all about? Well, first of all, welcome. I know I've not seen your name before. My channel in particular is sort of dedicated to four things. I'm a watch collector. I do a lot of watch reviews. I'm a Florida Gator fan. And I talk a lot of college football because I kind of got sucked into a lot of other college football channels, and a lot of people that are in here right now I know them and they know me from other college football trash talking channels. I do car videos and I do ranting and social commentary videos on occasion. Look around in my video archive, Mr. Hunt. See if there's anything in there you like. TikTok Chess Hall is here. Oh, good. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Yeah. Go sit in the corner for 5 minutes, Libby. You're embarrassing me on my own channel. That's not good. Rob Dog is here. How you doing? He said he was reading it. Your comment. Where is your other comment, Rob Dog? I don't see it. Let me look. No, I don't see it. Where'd it go? I don't see it, Rob Dog. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know. Uh, Bet Winger is somebody who whines a lot. She's Australian, so she's always saying I'm always whinging, which is Australian slang for somebody who whines and complains too much. Whatever. Byrick is here. How you doing, sir? That's good. Um, Ooh, that sounds good, Byrick. Pork chops and a maple sage sauce. Pork and sage really work well together. So you're frying it. Okay, good. I might have to. Oh, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. I hope you are you a watch guy or a college football guy? Uh, just asking, or both. Maybe you're both. Maybe or you're a car guy, or maybe you're all three. I'm all three, evidently. Um, Junkyard and the Bet, you two play nice in here, or I'm going to time you both out. All right? Let's be nice in here. Bet, I bought many watches from Amazon. As a matter of fact, I have one on my wish list right now. I'm just waiting to gather the money together to buy one. In 2020, I think I bought like 5 watches from Amazon. Why wouldn't you buy watches from Amazon? They usually have excellent deals, depending on which watch you're looking at, of course. Good, Mike. A little bit of everything. Okay, well, let me know how you like the place. Leave me some comments on some of my videos. Let me know what you think. I read every comment. I respond to every comment. My only rule is please don't leave links to bad websites, and don't be mean and nasty, and enjoy the videos. Let's see. Yeah, Rob, I didn't see your comment. I'm sorry. So I don't know. Urban country, great combo brick. Okay. Bacon sandwich and whiskey as a midnight snack. Wow. You must be like a young person, urban country, because if an old guy like me ate a bacon sandwich late at night before bed, I think my stomach would sue me for divorce. Um, Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. I try to I try to be a good guy. Let's see. Bet says okay. Then there's a lot of G Shocks around $50 on there. Yeah, and they're probably the black one, the 5,000 series or the 5,600 series. Yeah, those are they're great watches. I mean, I've got a lot of watch collector friends that love their G-Shock squares. They love them to death. 40, $50 gets you a great watch. Really does. Big Wrist is here. How you doing? Rob Dog says, long live Grantham. No. Fire Grantham. Fire him now. Remove him from the sidelines at the swamp. Get him out of our program. Okay, 22-year-old can eat bacon sandwiches at night. I can't, but enjoy them. Let's see. Somebody named Barry McCockiner. Okay, Barry, the new guy. Oh, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Junkyard Dog. Definition 409 wants to be freed from banman. He apologizes. I'll think about it. What is he in here now? He's probably the one that clicked the thumbs down button. I By the way, real quick, speaking of that, I see we got a few people in here. Please don't forget to click the thumbs up either now or before you leave. That does help the channel. I'll mention real quick at the bottom, the super chat is available down at the bottom of the chat window, and in the description is a link to my PayPal in case any of you want to contribute to supporting the channel. Either way, of course, you don't have to. Your being here is certainly good too. Appreciate that. But if you could at least give me the thumbs up, that helps. Let's see. Well, I appreciate that, Big Wrist. Like I said, I try and be a good guy. Sometimes my temper gets the better of me, and sometimes I'm a little too quick with the timeout. Yes, I put you in timeout, Libby. You're embarrassing me in front of my friends. And if you don't behave yourself, I'm going to take that wrench away from you. Yeah, the Urban Country, the GW 5610 is a great watch. Definitely, there are so many G-Shocks available on Amazon, going anywhere from $25, $30 all the way up to over $1,000. Can't go wrong with a G-Shock. Brick, I don't have any idea what you're trying to say there. Me PM OPM what? Dude, get back on your meds. Jesus. Oh, I didn't know that, Vandy. Evidently, Grantham and Franklin got into a fight during a Vandy, Georgia game, but they made up and they went to Disneyland with their families the next year. That's nice, Hey, that year that Mullen and Franklin got into a shouting match, they're friends, they're good buddies, but when you're playing, college football, the passion gets to you, and you get heated. It happens, and you just things happen in the heat of the moment, and stuff happens. But everyone makes up at the end of the game. Well, I posted the link for you, Junkyard Dog. Meep Mope Byrick, you're getting really close to worrying me, sir. I may have to send you off for 5 minutes to recuperate. You know what I'm saying? Oh, come on, Libby. Don't be like that. We still love you around here. Just, be nice. Or your reasonable definition of nice. So, let's see. The bet asks a good question. Why should I pay $250 for a watch when I can get it on Amazon for $50? Well, if it's the same watch, you'd be a fool to pay $250 for a watch when you could get it for $50. So I would go in that direction, definitely. Nice thing about a G-Shock, one of those G-Shock squares, is they're damn near indestructible and the batteries last 10 years. So, and if you get a solar powered one, you don't ever have to worry about the battery in the first place. So, that's not a bad thing. Let me know what you end up getting. The bet says Byrick is Gus Malzahn confirmed. I have no idea what goes on in the mind of Gus Malzahn. I really don't. I really think the man is the man is touched somehow. There's something not working up here. There really isn't. No, Grantham and I are never going to reconcile until he leaves the program, and then I'll be nice to him. I'll even send him tickets to go to Disneyland if he leaves the University of Florida. I will personally buy him a one-day pass to Disneyland, not Disney World, because that's in Florida. Disneyland's in California, and he can go over and hang out in California with the rest of the granola people, all the flakes and the nuts and the other stuff. Meep confirmed. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, well, Bet, let me know if you need any more help. If you want, you could always post a link of a watch you're interested in one of my comments, and I can take a look at it and tell you what I think of it. As long as it's an Amazon link and I can trust it. If it's a link to someplace I'm not going to trust, then I'm just going to delete the comment. Let's see, Jimmy Thomos. I haven't seen that name in a while. How you doing, sir? Happy Thursday night to you. So let me look at hang on a minute. I want to look at some of the games that are coming up this weekend. Let's see what you all think of some of these games. Just for the hell of it. Now we'll go out. You can go outside the Southeastern Conference if you want. Hang on a minute. God, I hate this app. Let's see. Let's just take a look. Let's see. Let's see. There's a couple of games tonight that are worthless. I don't think anyone wants to talk about those. What about, real quick, everyone's thoughts on the game tomorrow night? Probably the only game tomorrow night that's worth anything is Miami at NC State. Miami's favored by 10.5. What do y'all think of that game? Anybody? Vandy Dandy says NC State for the upset. Okay. Good night, Urban Country. 1 a.m. No, you must be over in you must be over in Europe or something. Let's see. Oh, okay. So, Libby knows somebody in here besides me. She knows Jimmy Thomos. That's good. That's good. A lot of people think Miami sucks, but unfortunately, Miami is not a bad team this year. They found a quarterback, and evidently that's what they needed was a quarterback from last year. I mean, last year they were truly pardon me. Last year they were truly horrible. And they finished with a losing record, and they didn't even score any points in their bowl game. And they lost to Louisiana Tech. But this year they're doing pretty well. I mean, they're 5-1. They have a shot at making some noise this year. So, and they're number 11 team, so not bad. Oh, okay. Nobody wants to talk about that game. Let's look at. Now, here's a game at noon on Saturday that I didn't think would be actually worth anything, but now you've got a 1-1 Michigan team traveling to a surprising 2-0 Indiana team, and Indiana's ranked 13th. Really? Indiana? The Hoosiers? Undefeated? What do y'all think of that one? I mean, I have no trust in Mr. Khaki Pants anymore. Um, I think Indiana's going to walk away with that one, even though Michigan's favored by 3.5 as a, you know, as a road favorite. I don't know what gives them the right to be favored in that game. I really don't. I haven't seen anything worth anything coming out of Michigan right now. So, what do y'all think of that? Y'all gonna continue to be fooled by Michigan, or is somebody gonna think Indiana is gonna win that game? Hmm. Let's see. Well, I'm sorry to hear you're tired there, Chess. Home improvement will take a lot out of you. That's true. Um, the bet says he found a GA 100 XL Annie Digi. I don't know. Let me look that one up real quick. You give me a second. Is that? I assume that's a G-Shock. Hang on a minute. Yeah, yeah. I'd say that's a not a bad looking. I assume you're looking at the black one, although they do have that in other colors. Looks like a sort of a tan color, maybe a white one as well, red one, orange one. Um, Black one looks real good. That's a lot of watch for $75. I'd own it. I'd wear it. Yeah, I'd wear that one. Oh, Byrick, come on, be nice, man. Just because you don't like chess. Well, he may not like you either. And don't forget, Byron, Chess is a mod here. He can time you out. So be nice. Let's see. Some Pac-10 games coming on there. USC playing Arizona State. Oh, here's one for you, Bet. West by God, Virginia at Texas. What do you think of that game, Bet? I know. Aren't you a Texas fan? Or is that Big 12? Hey, what's up, pizza? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah, Bet. I like that all black one. I think, for $75, I think you should jump on it if you got the money. Okay, so you're not a Texas fan. Okay. Liberty plays at Virginia Tech. That could be an interesting game. I might actually watch that game. Keep an eye on it because Liberty is 6-0. Surprisingly, that's amazing to me. Let's see what else we got. I wonder if Florida State's playing. I think they're playing this week. Florida, Georgia. We'll skip over that. Oklahoma, Kansas, Oklahoma. That's a walk for Oklahoma. And oh Jesus, I didn't know it was this bad. Vanderbilt 0-4 against 1-4 Mississippi State. Somebody's got to win that game, right? Now, Vandy Dandy thinks that, Vandy could win this game. I don't know, man. That may be wishful thinking, but oh yeah, Florida State is hosting Pitt. 3-4 Pitt against 2-4 Florida State. What do we think of that game? I think I'm hoping Pitt will play will beat them. What is it? F, FSU is favored by 2. Isn't it the standing rule that the home team is automatically favored by 3? And Florida State is the home team, and they're only favored by 2. I mean, how much disrespect do you have to have that you don't even get the 3 points that the home team normally would get to be playing at home? They're not even getting that. So that's bad. Florida State is just a bad team all around. I mean, they're and I honestly look at the rest of their schedule. I don't see, maybe they might win one more game in the rest of their schedule. They may end up at what, 3-7, 3-8 is how the mighty have fallen. I'm just sad we don't get to play them this year. Another win for Florida. Let's see, where are we? Well, Vandy, Liberty is a weak team to begin with. I mean, they're a little itty bitty school playing in an itty bitty conference, so they're not going to be playing a lot of powerhouses. Oh, that's right, Bet. You're an Alabama fan. I apologize. Alabama plays this week, don't they? Forgot who they play this week. Probably another layup for them anyway. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Chessie, he loves you, but he calls you a fat fuck. But I guess that's trash talking in a way. Vandy Dandy said the best team in Florida is Florida State. Obviously, Vandy Dandy is doing a lot of drinking on a Thursday night. So, Liberty has over 30,000 students. I did not know that. I thought they were just a small, I thought they were a small college. I didn't know. Well, Barry, you want to talk about that game? I mean, that's certainly a game worth talking about. Clemson versus Notre Dame. I mean, between that game and the Florida Georgia game are probably the 2 highlight games of the week. And where is that game being played? Is that being played at South Bend? I think wasn't being played in South Bend. What's up, Ken? How you doing, man? Crazy times up there in old Pennsylvania, that's for damn sure. I hope it doesn't come down to rioting in the streets, but crazy times up there. Hey, see you later, Jimmy. Thanks for stopping by, and I'm sure Libby was happy to see you too. Let's see. So the Clemson game is being played in South Bend. Okay. That's a tough one. I mean, Clemson didn't look great against Clemson didn't look great last week. That's for damn sure. That's a team they should have beat handily, but new quarterback and all that. I mean, for all the shit I give Notre Dame about being irrelevant and everything, in truth, they're not a bad team. They've got plenty of weapons. They probably would have given Clemson a decent game, even with Sunshine playing as quarterback. With this guy, what's his name? Ukulele. Everyone calls him Ukulele. I don't know. It's probably going to be a closer game than Clemson wants it to be. I think Notre Dame could probably pull it off. What do you guys think? I mean, don't make me carry the damn show. As a matter of fact, I'm going to drop the link into the comments and see if anybody wants to join me in here so that I don't have to do all the talking. So come on in. Come on in, Chess. I know you want to come in. Slim Shady's here. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Bet if you like that watch, that G-Shock you showed me the link to, go grab it, man. What the hell, What do you youngsters say? YOLO, and all that shit. Hell, I got lots of watches. A lot of them I bought. After thinking about it for a while. There's quite a few though that I bought that are impulse buys. Okay, well, as long as you keep your shirt on, sir.
I've had it on, my friend.
That's all I have to say. Just keep your shirt on.
What's up, buddy?
Not much. Why you seem to like blue an awful lot for somebody who hates Florida so much.
It's my favorite shirt. I like collared shirts.
So,
yeah.
Mr. Hall, for those of you in the comments section who don't know, just got himself a new place to live and has been redecorating or refurbishing or doing some shit like that.
Yeah.
Tell us about that real quick.
Yeah. I've had to rip out the carpet.
Hold on a minute.
Oh, sorry.
Hold on. Slim, my friend, Slim, I see you in the green room there. I'm not putting you on until you change that screen name. I'm not doing it. Change that screen name to something else. Well, you're not getting on, sir.
Is it that bad?
It's not.
I know you are.
It's not bad at all, but I'm not doing it. This is my channel. I can be an asshole if I want. Oh, fuck it. Whatever. You're a pain in the ass. You are. Fine, whatever. You major league pain in the ass.
Anyway.
Being a pain in the ass, never, sir.
Slim, you're a pain in the ass.
That means I succeeded.
You want me to continue to tell you about it, Celine, or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, we had to rip up the carpet. The last people that stayed here were some nasty people, very nasty. Had to rip out the carpet today. That took like 3 or 4 hours. We're putting linoleum down. We've got half of the living room done. Next is we're gonna get the rest of it done, and then we got to do my bedroom and my spare bedroom, and then we got to paint the walls because that god awful yellow is bad. Oh, that yellow is nasty. I knew you was gonna say something. I knew it was gonna be you. I knew you was gonna say something about it. It was
what? The wall is painted piss yellow?
Yes, I knew you were gonna say something about it. I know how you are.
Well, I got to be me.
I've known you for a year now, so I know how you are.
That's right.
Yeah, that's about it, man. I've been busy all day. So,
worst nightmare is here.
What's up, Nightmare?
Yeah, he says, "Here's old blue shirt." Must be talking about you.
Yeah. Well, Celine, every time I come on here, Celine's like, "Put a shirt on." So I was like, "Okay, put it on. I can go put my Georgia shirt on. I don't give a damn.
So what? Okay, well, so what do you think about the upcoming? Forget the trash talking, which comes tomorrow. What do you think?
If Stetson throws 2 or 3 interceptions, it's over because y'all's offense can drive down the field and score because y'all have a high-powered offense. I think our defense will more than likely keep y'all at bay. But I think that our running game is going to be what wins this thing.
Rick, you gotta mute your YouTube.
But yeah, that's what I think.
I think that if Florida can't stop your running game, and if you are able to run and you don't have to throw the ball, then we're done.
Probably.
You still good?
Yeah, as long as you got your.
Okay.
However you're listening to this thing, Rick, you gotta turn it off. You gotta mute your YouTube or whatever because you're feeding back through and echoing. So, well, what do you think, Slim? What do you think is going to happen between Florida and Georgia? I know you can give a shit.
I'll watch the game just because I watch college football, but I think you hit the nail on the head. If Georgia can run the ball effectively, they've got it. Cracking that offense off the field. And wow.
Put me. It is.
Put you in what?
Yeah, just put me in the back room. I don't know what it is.
All right.
I mean, I have nothing else running. I don't know.
I don't know why he's echoing. If he doesn't have anything else running besides
if he's listening to it through his phone and not phones, you'll get that.
My Haywood video had to be pushed back to tomorrow because I've been so busy with the house and stuff. I haven't had time to do anything. I made a couple videos of the house about the piss yellow walls from Mr. Driver over here. And so there will be a hate week tomorrow for sure. Celine, I'll go easy on you. I won't be mean, I promise.
I'll be as mean as you want to be. It don't matter to me,
You sure?
I don't care. I don't think that Florida, really has a great chance to win this game. I mean,
just know that it's all in good fun, and I still like you. So,
how long have I been doing this? Unofficial TTC stuff. I mean, I've been listening to Lou beat the shit out of the Gators for 5 years now. So, I understand the way it is. I'm going to try Byrick again.
Yeah, just even if it you're good. Is it there?
No, you're still echo.
Oh, okay, well, just Chess, I don't hate you, bro. I pick on you because of that. I've had a brother that's been in the same situation. So I don't hate you, bro. You put out good content. Love you. Y'all have a good night. I never thought you actually hated me. So
I don't hate nobody.
Yeah. I gotta let you go, Byron.
Yeah, no, that's no problem. Y'all have a good night. Slim Shady, Miami sucks.
He had to get his shot in, didn't he? I would have kept him in here if he had been able to figure out the shit there.
So no main event. What happened? Do you know?
No, well, I got a PM from Carter. He's having internet problems with Spectrum or whatever, and TK couldn't come on for some reason. Nobody knows where Marcus is. We just know that he's communicated with Lou at some point recently, and and said that he's all right. He's going through some personal stuff. So Thursday night is sort of a dead zone until Lou comes on. So I figured I got nothing better to do. I'll come on and amuse myself and, talk to my friends, get some thumbs ups.
You going stream tomorrow too?
Well, if we do a main event tomorrow, I'll stream. I'll stream tomorrow night if BVD doesn't. I'll go on at 8 if BVD does not. Although obviously I don't attract many people as BVD does to his channel. I've 10, 15 people,
Well, you got to follow him. That's always good.
Yeah, I got Christy's here.
Yo, Christy, go Dogs.
No, not that Marcus Nightmare, not the other Marcus. I'm talking about Marcus Aurelius. The other Marcus I've seen on here, we're talking about Marcus Aurelius.
Well,
let's see. Sure Dandy Dandy says that you hate vegetables, Chess.
That is wrong. I love green beans. I love carrot. I love all kinds of vegetables. I'm talking about. My
favorite vegetable is broccoli. I love sauteed broccoli.
Yes, broccoli's really good.
And it's good for the digestive system.
Steamed broccoli's really good.
Yeah, if you put it salted enough. Yes, Christy, go Dogs, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway. Slim, your team plays tomorrow. What are you thinking? NC State, man.
I don't like it.
It's a road game too.
It's a road game on a Friday night against a ranked team, and Manny's 1-6 with more than a week to prepare.
You still think you could get it done, or you think you might go down tomorrow?
I think they can get it done. I think it's going to be closer than it should be. Because this team last year would have lost that game to Pitt after getting blown out by Clemson, and they didn't. And I think the team last year would have lost that hard-fought Virginia game. So they've proved me wrong a couple of times. But, I mean, I think it's a moot point because half the fan base is hollering about firing half the coaches anyway. So it's what I got to deal with every year.
I just want this coach fired.
They can't seem to get it through their head that if you – like perfect example, they talked about how the wide receivers haven't developed. Well, when you have 2 head coaches, 3 offensive coordinators, and 3 different position coaches, no, you're not going to develop your wide receivers.
No, that's true. Continuity is one of the keys to developing a player. Sometimes you don't get what you want, right?
I mean, they keep getting what they want. Somebody new in, but they don't get what they want because they seem to think that every year they're going to go undefeated. And what was really funny is I actually thought they were going to beat Clemson.
I wish Grantham would get fired. I'm tired of seeing it.
Well, I'll tell you and the guys in the stream and the gals in the stream. I did make a promise to TK earlier today because she's tired of it too. She was giving me a good natured bollocking, as they say, about it. I did promise her if Florida beats Georgia, I won't say it. I won't say it anymore.
Keep that motherfucker forever.
I'll remove it from here. I won't say it anymore, and I won't type it anymore in the comments. But if Florida loses to Georgia, then I'm gonna keep going.
Well, I hope you keep going then.
I thought you might feel that way.
That's a lose-lose situation. Damn it!
How can a phrase like #fire Grantham irritate so many people?
It's the point that like every comment. If you did it every other comment, I'd be okay with it. but if you do it it just. Brr.
I mean,
But
I'm
like
glad
you. I
you're
can
not
handle
running around. I'm just glad you're not running around mopey like somebody had run over your favorite dog or something. You were like that for about a week.
Well, it was a hard loss to take, sir. We should have won that game handily. We should have won that game if the defense could have made one fucking stop. All it would have taken was one. Even at the end of the game, all it would have taken was one fucking stop. And they couldn't do that. And I understand. Defenses are compromised this year because of no playing time, no practice time. The defenses are all going to be behind the offenses and so on and so forth. I understand that. But to have a defensive team collapse so often, I mean, you literally let Mississippi State and not Arkansas, who was it? Mississippi State, and then the second game. Who was the second game? Christ, who was the second game?
I don't remember.
South Carolina. Yeah. Wasn't it South Carolina?
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember. Okay.
Line.
Huh?
So don't get me to line.
Anyway. Just watching all three of those games, watching all three of those teams just run up and down the field against that defense like it wasn't even there. And they couldn't come up with one stop in the A&M game. They made Mond look like a superstar, and that guy is as inconsistent as they get.
Well, he's been on this year, though. I got to give him that.
Yeah, well, he's been more on than off. I'll give him that, but Florida shouldn't have made him look that good.
Well, here's the thing. There were signs of it last year, though, Celine. I mean, a terrible Miami offense ran up and down the field on y'all last year. There were signs.
I watched the game. I saw that.
Well, what I'm saying is that there were already signs that the defense was headed south, and then players left, went to the NFL, graduated, all that kind of stuff. So you lost the more experienced players, and they were already in a decline.
Yeah, but a good defensive coordinator would be able to coach up some inexperienced players, and not all the players on our defense are inexperienced. We did lose a good number of pieces, but we didn't lose everything.
Right.
Well,
Grantham isn't up to the job.
I'll tell you what. We'll give you part of our defense if we can have Kyle Trask. Deal?
No.
Damn it.
If I see Kyle Trask in a red shirt, I'm going to puke.
And this might be part of it too. I don't know. I know a lot of people like to clown Florida on, the majority of Dan Mullen's recruiting classes transferring out. How many of them have been defensive players?
Well, quite a few, actually.
I mean, so that could play a big role in it as well.
Yeah. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it's 100% on the DC, but it's a very large percentage on the DC because isn't the defensive coordinator supposed to coach these kids up? I mean, as far as I can see, he ain't coaching these kids up. It's not happening.
Well, I mean, I said that, to say, I mean, I don't really know Florida's depth situation or as far as players leaving, the talent level situation. I mean, if you don't have quality pieces there.
Well, we have quality pieces there. I mean, they may not be they may not be the shiny 5 stars that other teams have, but Florida has not recruited a bunch of 2 stars and trying to coach them up. I mean, we got good pieces. Unfortunately, they're young good pieces for the most part, but there are some veterans on that squad. And it's up again. I repeat myself. It's up to Grantham to coach them. he isn't coaching them and his scheme isn't working.
Well,
And he needs to go.
I don't disagree. The buck stops with the DC. But I mean, who are you going to hire?
Well, we try to go after Charlie Strong, get him back. He's not doing shit at Alabama. No, hire him back. He was a great DC for us back in the day. He's still a great defensive mind. Why not go after him? I'm sure there's a plethora of talented defensive coordinators out there.
Well, unfortunately, Dan Mullen let go of one.
Yeah, he did.
Randy Shannon is a great defensive coordinator.
Well, he got offered a job that, was, it was a job he wanted, and he was given permission to go talk to the other place, and, they hired him. It happens to coaching staffs all over the country on the off season.
Well, I think it was more along the lines of, Dan Mullen came in and brought in his guys like most coaches do.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I mean, it also was in the case of, I think you want to get rid of the stench of Shark Humper.
I mean, maybe, but like I said, I mean, Randy Shannon, say what you want. He had a 6-year stretch as Miami's defensive coordinator, and they were never outside of the top 5.
I'll agree.
I don't think Randy Shannon did himself any favors in his performance as the interim head coach when they dumped Shark Humper. He didn't look good, and he didn't do very well as the interim head coach. Now, I realize he only had a couple of games, 3 games, but I mean, that was after a 4-7 season. Like I said, you just want to get rid of the stench of the old regime, and Randy Shannon was part of that stench.
I get it. I mean, can you really blame him for having to deal with, somebody else's shit platter, though?
No, I can't blame him, but I'm just saying he didn't do himself any favors with Mullen or the Florida faithful after we dumped the aw shucks guy. He didn't help his case.
Well, I mean, tell you he's not a good head coach. I think he's a Bud Foster type.
I agree. Well, look at that guy at Florida State when they fired Taggart. They fired Taggart, and that guy who'd been a Florida State lifer forever. I forgot his name, but he was the defensive guy there, and they made him the interim coach for a couple of games, and he got spanked by Florida in his last game, and he ended up being the coach that sent Florida State home for the first time in 40 years at the end of the season. But this guy's a Florida State lifer. The players loved him. He loves the program and all that. And he wasn't even given a look. They bring in Norville.
I agree. Grantham is terrible. We had him when he was god awful. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, every place that Grantham has been, I went and looked it up. I mean, everyone was telling me this, but I went and looked it up on my own just because I like to do my own homework. Every school that Grantham was at, every job he had, he was good for 2 years. It's literally the first 2 years he was doing all right. I mean, he wasn't setting the world on fire, but he wasn't horrible either. And then the 3rd year and beyond, he falls off the damn cliff. And then he gets fired. Well, Grantham's in his 3rd year. He's fallen off the damn cliff. My opinion. He needs to get fired. Again, my opinion.
It all depends on how good of friends him and Dan Mullen are. Because that's what got basically cost Al Golden his job at Miami. They would have done better several years if it wasn't for the defensive coordinator, trying to run a 3-4 defense in Miami. And you saw it when, immediately when man in, the players they recruit fit better for a 4-3, and that defense was immediately better. But Al Golden hired his brother-in-law as his defensive coordinator, so he was attached to him, wouldn't fire him. May have that situation out of Mullen. I don't know how good of friends Mullen and Grantham are.
Oh, J Dub's here. He's in the comments section. Anyway. How you doing, J Dub? What's up, man? And of course, he comes right in with, where's the main event? The main event is not happening tonight. It is probably going to happen tomorrow afternoon. Tiger Cat was having I believe, a schedule conflict of some sort, and Carter was having internet problems with Spectrum, so he couldn't get online. He said he could see the Spectrum truck from right outside his window or something. So evidently he was having problems. There's the Cougar.
Okay, sorry, I missed about half of what you said trying to get into the room. So just postpone till tomorrow.
Supposedly, Carter is having internet problems, so he doesn't know when he's going to get back online.
Oh, okay.
And that's the main reason we didn't have main event. And TK couldn't make it, and we still don't know where Marcus Aurelius is. And I don't think D4 wants to be on. Maybe he does. I don't know. I don't know if anyone ever talked to D4 about it.
I think D4's son has a birthday today.
Oh, that's cool.
So I think Late's birthday is either today or tomorrow. So that might be where D4 is. Marcus, man,
Now,
I don't.
Marcus Aurelius, not the other Marcus.
Right.
Because Roddy Rocker says he saw Marcus at A-Bomb stream the other night. Now, was it Marcus Aurelius or the other Marcus? Because that's important. Because my understanding, okay, so he says it was Marcus Aurelius. I haven't heard from Marcus Aurelius. I haven't heard from anyone who's heard from Marcus Aurelius. I am concerned. He's a good guy, and I heard he was having some personal stuff going on or something, which is why he's been MIA.
Yeah, Lou said he talked to him.
Okay, yeah, that too. So J-Dub could continue. I mean to interrupt you.
No, I was just going to throw my 2 cents in and agree with you, Celine. I haven't seen him in anybody's stream. Of course, my universe is just where we're at right now. BBD, Lou, Pigskin Pete. I don't stretch much farther than that, but I haven't seen Marcus in anywhere, or D4. I haven't seen Marcus anywhere around there. He's not been in a Carter stream or anything. I think Carter was even asking where he was at.
Yeah, my trash talk, my TTC sphere is pretty much me, obviously. BVD, Lou, occasional Big Dog Brett, occasional Pigskin Pete, occasional Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same solar system.
Occasionally Carter, occasionally Chess.
Yeah, we're all more or less circling the same solar system,
Yeah, the only problem is some of these guys stream too late for me. I want to go to bed.
At a certain time, your lights have to be out in the old folks' home.
Yeah, they come around and they check on us, and if we don't obey, they hit us over the head with a stick.
They come around at 8:00 and say, "Okay, lights out, kids."
Someday you youngsters are gonna get old too. So
no,
yeah, but I'm not gonna be like my grandparents and get up at 5 in the fucking morning so that at 8:00 at night I'm tired. It ain't gonna happen that way. I spent my whole career working at night. There's no way I could revert.
I can
You know
see
what? When your bladder shrinks down to the size of a walnut, you'll get up.
I'll say this. I can say this on record, and this isn't a lie. I do not troll Celine on his channel. Isn't that weird? I troll you everywhere else, but on your channel, I'm very respectful. I'm at to ask, how's the parents?
They're fine. They're
Good.
fine.
I always ask him that. I don't know why.
I appreciate that. I do. I was over there earlier today working with my dad, trying to get some shit done, and he's doing all right. He's kind of grumpy because, well, you shouldn't be grumpy. I mean, despite all the bullshit that's going on out there in the world, the markets are going up, and he's happy about that. Yet he's still a little grumpy for some reason. I don't get it.
I was thrown a real poser earlier this afternoon by a friend of mine who has absolutely no regard whatsoever for the SEC. He's a Big Ten homer all the way. But he said,
I'm sorry for him.
Yeah, so am I. I've tried to convert him, but it's pointless. He gave me a double-edged sword. He said you can have Georgia beat Florida, and then you can have fun beating Georgia in the SEC title again. Or you can beat Florida in the SEC title and get to watch all the Georgia heads explode if their quarterback situation doesn't work and Florida beats them. Which way do you want? And I was confused. So I'm going to go with Slim here, who doesn't have a dog in this fight. And what do you think, Slim? Should we just root for the two teams to beat the living hell out of each other, and whoever's left standing wins?
I can go for that because I can't in good conscience root for Florida.
Yeah, I as much as I would enjoy a chance to dance on Georgia heads one more time, I would really rather not see them again. And I just think the idea that if let's say let's pose this scenario here. Here's the world's largest cocktail party, and Kirby pulls a DeJuan Mathis. Bennett plays like 3 or 4 series, and for some reason that's it. Kirby's had enough. And he puts in JT Daniels or DeJuan Mathis or maybe both, or whatever he does doesn't work. And Georgia loses, and Celine has to go, what the fuck? Did Grantham discover something? And the Georgia quarterback situation just goes completely berserk. I wonder, will we have to get a padded room for Lou?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I would rather be in the position I'm in with Miami than be in Lou's position. I'm not even gonna lie.
I could see a scenario like that, J-Dub, where something just goes so badly off the rails with respect to the Georgia quarterback situation that we literally see Lou spontaneously combust.
Right.
He just starts tweeting on a live stream.
Byron, I dropped the link in there. If you want to try again, give it a shot. But if you're echoing like you were before, I'll have to put you out again. But give it a shot if you want to.
I gotta say,
I could see. I think if they put Bennett in to start, I guess he is a starter, and he lays many eggs, and then all of a sudden they decide to throw JT Daniels in. I mean, Florida's defense may not be many good things or positive things, but the one thing I know they get to see in practice a lot of is a mobile quarterback, because everyone keeps forgetting behind Trask is a mobile quarterback in Emory Jones, and they practice against Jones. So it's not like, I mean, Jones may not be as good as Daniels, but it's not like Florida's defense has never seen a mobile quarterback before.
Well, Daniels isn't mobile. He's the opposite.
I thought Daniels was mobile.
No, Daniels is a stick in the mud.
Mathis. Sorry. What am I thinking? How could I confuse the two? I mean, they look nothing alike. If they put
Daniels is the better passer, though, by far.
Yeah, I agree. But he hasn't played in how long?
A year, and Dewan Mathis has played 4 series in 2 years.
Okay, so both of them got enough rust on them that they could sink a battleship. Well,
Yeah.
come
Well, I
on. They
think
haven't played, and neither one
right.
of them have played significant playing time in over a year. I mean, a couple of series a month ago in the case of Mathis, is not a bragging point.
Yeah.
Well,
To be honest.
how's this for a nightmare scenario for Georgia fans? And I would really sympathize with them if this happens. If Bennett, for whatever reason, twisted ankle, interception, what Kirby changes his mind, whatever happens, Bennett starts and he's pulled. I don't care if it's first quarter, second quarter, whatever. And whoever he is replaced by, and I don't care if it's Mathis or Daniels or Chuck Davis from the fucking crowd, somebody comes in and just lights it up. But it's not enough. And Georgia loses a narrow game. And then all the Georgia fans will be screaming, why didn't that guy who almost pulled off the heroics, why didn't he start? It would actually be worse. I mean, it would be just a night, you know. I feel for Georgia. I feel for Georgia in that I agree with the Georgia fans that in this instance, they're like Texas. The talent is there. Why isn't it being showing up in the quarterback position? Because their offensive line is good, if not great. Their defense is excellent. Maybe they don't have Alabama's receivers, but they're certainly high quality. I mean, Georgia is not devoid of talent. Just for some reason, the quarterback situation has vexed them. And then you look at Texas. I mean, look at their recruiting class. There's 4 and 5 stars everywhere. But Herman's not getting it out of them. They're not developing the players. You know, so I understand the frustration. And as a Bama fan, I don't want Georgia to figure it out. As
Well, what
long
do
as
you
Georgia's
think,
hampered
Jess?
by their quarterback situation, I have hope. If Georgia figures it out and has somebody come in who can play at Trask level or at Mac Jones's level or whatever, I got a whole brand new thing I got to fucking worry about.
Well, Chess, you're the Georgia fan in here.
Yeah.
Response?
Our coach is a fucking stubborn idiot. That's all I got to say.
That doesn't mean he's going to stay that way. Saban was a stubborn fucking idiot too until he figured out that he's got to throw the ball. He can't run it 40 times a game anymore, and he changed. And if Saban can change, why couldn't one of his disciples?
You got to figure it out soon.
How you doing, Big 12? We see you in there.
And it's not even that. Lou's right when he says that Kirby is light years ahead of where Saban was at the same point in his head coaching career.
Oh yes. Saban's
Yeah.
the first 10 years of Saban's career are nothing to be excited about.
No, I mean he was right. He was at Michigan State and he was losing to Illinois every year.
Yeah.
So I mean the fact that I understand how frustrating it is because everybody with a functional, like Lou says, everybody with a functional set of eyes can see, Georgia's problem. But I think that the talk from some people in the fan base about firing Kirby is just nuts.
No, nobody's seriously considering firing Kirby. I mean, that's not serious talk. Now, fire Grantham is serious talk.
I don't want him fired. Not yet.
So, if I was a Georgia fan, I would be looking back and going, okay, when was Kirby's first year? 15? Was that his first year?
16.
Okay, so he was with Bama for the 15 title, and then he joins UGA, and he goes 16, 17, 18, 19. All right, Georgia fans, find me 4 years that equals 16, 17, 18, and 19. That's a nice 4-year run when you look over the history of your program. If I'm a Georgia fan, I don't want Kirby Smart going anywhere. I want somebody maybe to bonk him on the head and change how he uses the quarterback. But I don't want him going anywhere. Look at the recruits he's bringing in. Look at the defense he's giving us. Look at the national acclaim and where we're at. I mean, I can live with that. If I'm a Georgia fan, you damn right I could.
Well, see, a lot of them can't just because it's been so long since the last national title. And, I mean, at the end of the day, yes, Rose Bowls, Sugar Bowls, Orange Bowls, those are great. and I'll take those on a consistent basis with an Natty every once in a while. But you gotta, at the very least, put in, a national title appearance or a win.
Well, he did that in 17 anyway.
Yeah, but I wonder if you're a Georgia fan, and what Alabama's doing is let's throw Alabama out. Say Saban's there. It doesn't even matter if Saban's there. Let's say those Bama titles are not Alabama. They're Penn State. They're USC. They're somebody else not in the SEC. Are Georgia fans more likely to like Kirby now? Is it just the fact that they've got to look across to the West and see a team they hate in Alabama and see what Alabama's doing? And so that accentuates the fact that if Bama can do it, we're getting players right on pace with Alabama. Why can't we? Is that, you know what I'm saying? Is that making it worse for Georgia that their neighbor is doing this? And it would be better if it was, like I say, if it was Wisconsin doing it, if it was somebody else, then Georgia wouldn't have to look look out their window and see it every year.
Well, what's making it worse?
Sure, it's got a big chunk to do with it.
That and the fact that we come close every year and we choke it away, pretty much.
Yeah, see, because that's what was killing me. What was killing me as a Bama fan in the late '90s and the early 2000s under DuBose and Francione and Shula was that we were getting obviously not the players Saban has now, but we weren't getting chumps. I mean, there was talent there. We were still putting guys in the NFL, and we were winning 8 or 9 games. But damn it, the hell, Tennessee won a national. Tennessee, son of a bitch, fucking Tennessee won a national championship. The fucking hillbillies, and then the visor, son of a bitch, has to win a couple at Florida, and that's what was great in the Alabama fans. Like I say, if that had not been our neighbors, if it had been somebody else, maybe we weren't so mad. But by God, Florida and Tennessee are going to start winning natties. When in the hell are we going to return to being Alabama? That you know what I mean? It accelerated it. And I could see why, because I was in that boat. I could see why if I was Georgia and Florida, I'd start running out of patience.
I don't think Florida's running out of patience right now because we still have to get past Georgia, which we haven't done in a while. So if we got to get past Georgia and get to Alabama before we can start worrying about getting past Alabama.
You should be ready to get. I mean, hell, even Jim McElwain won the East.
He won the East with defense, no offense. That offense was non-existent. I mean, that was embarrassing.
It ran for negative yards against the Tide.
Yes, you'd say that every time.
I'm just but how important is the quarterback? I mean, Georgia
we didn't have one.
Yeah, and Georgia is a quarterback away from being, oh my God, Miami is a quarterback and maybe one or two other plays away from being son of a bitch. Here comes Miami again. I mean,
well, look at what happened with the year that we had Will Grier. I mean, we started 6-0. We were tearing it up. It looked like smooth sailing right into the promised land, and then bang, he does something stupid, and he's gone. And then we're back to, y'all want to complain about Stetson Bennett being a midget quarterback. Let's talk Trayon Harris, shall we? A running back with smaller shoulder pads. This man had about as much right to be under center being a quarterback as I do being a neurosurgeon.
Well, I'm sitting here in the corner of the StreamYard, and I look up above me, and I see a Florida fan, and I look up diagonally, and I see a Georgia fan, and I look to my right, and I see a Miami fan.
So,
and what I'm saying is all three of you have something in common. You're a player or two or a good break away from being in. It's not that you're not already great. You're already great teams, but you're just a smidgen away from being among the elite. You could be Oklahoma, where there are some systematic problems. I mean, there's a systemic problem with the defense. You
Yeah,
could
I
be,
have a
you
systemic
could be
problem.
Tennessee.
It's
You
this
could be
guy.
Tennessee. You could be Tennessee where one player's not going to fix it.
No,
So
this guy, this guy here. Get rid of him. That's the systemic problem. Get rid of him. Put in an adult that knows what he's doing, and we're gonna beat those guys.
I got your
Right there.
guy. I got your guy, Celine. I know who it is. I know
Yeah,
who you
Charlie
need.
Strong.
No, he'll look good in blue and orange too. You need Bo Pelini. He's working miracles in Baton Rouge. He can do the same in Gainesville.
Yeah, we're not gonna hire him away either.
Slim, you can agree with that, wouldn't you? Would you like to see Bo Pelini bring his defensive magic to Gainesville?
We need to get past this guy, these guys, then we can concentrate on these guys.
Hey, I love me some Bo Pelini, especially when he was a head coach at Nebraska. Thanks, Bo.
We had a lot of fun with him. The Midwest, the media up here had a lot of fun watching. I mean, there's nobody. Trust me, there's nobody in the flat cornlands of Iowa who is sad to see Nebraska to become what they've become.
Wait a minute. Before we
You're
go,
talking about
hang
an
on.
entitled fan base. Oh my goodness.
Well,
Hang
I
on
mean,
a
look,
minute. Big 12. I'm keeping an eye on the chat. If I see something in the chat that I need to comment about, I'll comment about it. But y'all were kind of talking amongst yourselves, so I was good to go.
Oh,
you had
a super
and Gus
chat.
Malzahn for Florida's DC. I'd rather keep Grantham. Thank you very much.
You
So stop it.
did you read your super chat? You
I don't have a super chat.
Yeah, you do.
Huh?
Yeah, one
No,
for
I don't.
$2.
From who?
Definition 409.
See, I've definition 409 is blocked, so I can't see.
Oh,
his
it said.
stuff.
You mean read it to you or no? It's nothing bad.
It's
said-
something about let him out of being blocked and he's sorry or something like that.
It just said sorry, Celine. That's all it said.
Okay, well, look, okay, 409. I can't see what you're doing, so I appreciate the super chat. I do. I appreciate that. I will think about it, sir. I mean, of the dozen people that I blocked, yours was the least offensive of the blocks. But like I said before, and I'll say it again, I get tired of some of these people's shit after a while. I understand that these are trash talking channels. I'm a watch channel that does sports. I'm not a TTC channel like Lou or BVD or the other guys. I enjoy the sports. I enjoy the trash talking. I understand where it's coming from. But there's a line. And a lot of people recently have crossed the line, and I found it was easier to block those people. And, you can call me soft, you can call me snowflake, you can call me, marshmallow, whatever. I don't give a shit. At this age and stage of my life, I don't want to deal with certain levels of crap anymore. And you crossed the line, sir. Now, I'll think about it. You seem sincere. I will think about it, and I'll think about unblocking you. And yes, I know the definition says he's really sorry. 12. I appreciate that. Let me think on it a little bit. Stop. I'll let you know.
Basically, 409. Celine's become the get off my lawn guy. I said that with love.
Take your motto. I'll take your wrench away.
Well, that's hurtful.
No, I won't do that. I am not the get off the lawn guy, but when somebody crosses the line with me, like I'm not going to mention any names. They know who they are. But there are certain things that I'm not going to put up with. And each of the people that I blocked did something that I didn't wish to put up with anymore. And that was, as they say, that. Now, I'll consider 409, unblocking him if, because he seems to be apologetic and so on. And fine. I can't do it now anyway. I have to do it when the stream's offline. So I'll think about it for all night. I'll give it a serious consideration. I'll promise you that.
Junkyard said he wants me for defensive coordinator at Florida. I'm good. I don't want it.
What, Chess?
I don't want
He
it.
wants you as a DC at Florida?
Fuck no. I'm good.
Todd Grantham never looked so good.
Yeah, exactly. I'm good, dude. I'm good.
Well, I'll say it for you, Chess. Celine's to get off my lawn guy, and I ain't got no wrench to take away. So, yeah.
I am not a get off the lawn. Well, okay, I am.
Yeah, you are.
I'm a grumpy old fuck. Leave me alone.
I got to tell you, I always smile when I hear the get off the lawn guy because it reminds me of the guy's name was actually Manual, as in a manual operation, Manual, Manual. That's how he spelled his name.
Mm.
And this guy had a yard way down Cottage Avenue, and we used to play stickball in Cottage. And if you really cranked one, and it went out to what I guess you would consider playing on a narrow street, I guess you would consider it right field, it might go in his yard. And the guy never came out on his porch, sat in the front room of his house, I swear to God, every day in the summer when we were out there playing, just waiting for the ball to go in his yard. And he'd come, I'll get it. That's what he'd always say. Damn, he'd never say, damn boys, or stay out of my yard or nothing. He'd just say, I'll get it. And he always wore gray. He always had gray on. And the guy's yard was immaculate. I mean, it could have been in a fucking landscaping magazine. Mm. And at least once a day, the ball was going to go in his yard, and everybody's like, fuck. And
definition 409 sent you another.
Yeah, I see that from Big 12. Said he'd send another fine.
You can unblock him on stream right now. I can show you how to do it if you want me to.
I know how to do it. I just
keep it up, Celine. You're making coin.
I know how to do it, Chess. I just, I don't know that I can do it while the stream is running. Hang on, 409. I'm gonna see if I can do it.
Slim Shady, I don't know.
And Big 12, I don't know enough about Herman, whether or not Texas should fire him or not. What do you guys think? Is Herman such a disaster that he needs to be fired? I mean,
well, when you're talking about firing a coach at a big time program, you better have somebody in mind you think you can hire, because you can't leave that door open. You can't become Tennessee and have nobody want to take the job, and everybody who doesn't want to take it makes the job less and less appealing. You need to have somebody in mind if you're going to do it. And who knows? I don't know. Does somebody in here know? Has Herman got some big ass buyout clause that might stop him? Because I mean, I wouldn't think money's an object at Texas. They're rich as hell.
I paid attention.
All right, 409. I took you off the block list. I don't know if it has to reset or not, but I took you off. I'm going to give you another chance because
there you go, Jeff. Celine is saying, giddy up, 409. Slim, how old are you? Can I ask how old you are?
There he is. All right, I see him now.
I'm almost 30.
I'm sorry?
I'm almost 33.
Okay, so not Celine and I's generation then. I was going to say, Celine, you remember when a big part of the summer, or maybe, I don't know how you grew up, baseball was on the radio, was on AM radio.
No, I never was a baseball fan, but I know it was on AM radio, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'd be out there playing in the street, and Mr. Williams, his house was right even with the melted plaque of asphalt shingle that we laid in the street and had melt into the asphalt to serve as home plate. And his home was in line with that. And probably today you'd call him a pedophile, because the guy would literally come out in his front yard and set plastic milk jugs of Kool-Aid and Dixie cups out on a card table so we could come over and have something to drink. And he'd watch us play, but he'd never invite us onto his porch. He'd always stay on his porch. And he was a huge Cubs fan. And he had his little transistor radio. And if you walked over there and listened, he'd be happy to let you listen. You could listen to Jack Brickhouse call the Cub games on WGN radio. And that was the old times, man. Listen, because there wasn't cable TV, there wasn't ESPN, there wasn't ease of watching baseball. I mean, if you listen to your local team on the radio, that's how it was then.
Or you had to go sit on the creeper's porch and listen to it on the radio.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
A great guy. This was a great man, though. Nobody ever had any truck with him, and his wife had run a local. She was like the manager, I guess you would say. She didn't own it, but like she ran a local donut shop. Her name was Min, M-I-N, and really nice people. I think he was just a friendly guy, and he was retired, and he was much older than his wife, and she worked, and he didn't have anything to do, and the kids were playing, and he'd just sit and listen to baseball, and just kind of what he did, while 4 blocks and on the other side of the street was Mr. Manuel, whose day was devoted to making sure nobody stepped on his fucking grass for 3 seconds.
Yeah, nowadays, though, if you were an old guy like that and you left out a card table full
I know. Oh, yeah.
Kool-Aid or whatever, they wouldn't that wouldn't be trusted.
Yeah, I know. We've talked about that before. The guys that grew up there, that I run into them, and we've said that, we talked about that one time. Can you imagine if Mr. Williams did that today? Yeah, I mean, completely 100% straight innocent. But today, I could see how that would be a big issue.
Well, a minute ago, you brought up the arrogance of Nebraska, and number one, that's rich coming from an Alabama fan. But number two, let's be perfectly honest. I mean, Nebraska was on top for what? The better part of 40 years? It was well deserved.
Oh, yeah.
But where have they been since then?
But the 70s, 80s, 90s was definitely, Nebraska was right there.
Well, and even early into Bo Pelini's time there, because granted, it was still obviously because of Tom Osborne, but early 2000s they still made the national title game.
Oh yeah, and I've said on this stream and in other places, I think their '95 team was one of the great all-time champions of all time.
Yeah,
with an ineligible running back.
It's and this is, and I'll say this: it's between that '95 Nebraska team and the '01 Miami team. One of those two is the greatest college football team ever.
How come nobody ever gives
I would throw in '85 Oklahoma
Gator team any respect? The 08 Gator team was stacked, both sides of the ball, top to bottom.
Not as much.
Nobody ever gives that team any respect.
Because they're a bunch of criminals. That's why. As
opposed to the '95 Nebraska team. Come on, man.
Come on, just because the running back beat up his girlfriend and threw her down a flight of stairs. Come on.
Yeah, shit, that's nothing, right?
Right. She might have thrown herself down that flight of stairs. You weren't there,
right?
Colleen.
Yeah, she deserved it too. She said something or whatever. That's the story. She deserved it.
Well, I don't know.
The crap that Clemson gets for playing nobody in their conference. Before Clemson became that team was Nebraska. All you do is play Oklahoma once a year. That's it.
Well, hang on, man. Big 12, if you want to talk about the cocktail party, talk about the cocktail party. Somebody will respond. And no, I don't have a business email, sir.
Now, wait a minute.
I don't give my email out on the internet. Unless I absolutely have to. And I don't have to.
I don't remember which one of y'all said it, but one of y'all just said the '85 Oklahoma team. Really?
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
They had a loss, if you remember right.
Yes.
What's up, Neil?
That was a great team.
It was, but remember, they also lost their starting quarterback.
Yeah, 2011 Alabama had a loss. They had A.J. McCarron as a quarterback, and all they did was put 8 of their 11 defensive players into the NFL.
Hell, all Miami had to do was win their bowl game, and they would have been national champions. And we wouldn't be having this conversation.
What's going on, Neo?
How y'all doing?
Hey, there's Neo. Hey, what's up? Neo, Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, how come you changed from Mr. Anderson to Neo? I always
Do what?
keep forgetting to ask you that.
What's that, Celine?
You originally, the first few times I ever saw you, you were
Okay.
Mr. Anderson, and then you changed to Neo.
I'm sorry, I was hearing an echo. I had to get rid of it.
Oh,
Try again.
okay. First several times I saw you in chats and everyone else, you were Mr. Anderson.
I was
And then all of
Randall
a
Anderson.
sudden,
I was
you became
Randall
Neo.
Anderson. Okay.
Randall Anderson.
There is a reason for that.
Okay.
Did you ever see the movie The Matrix?
Oh, of course.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So
does it make sense now?
Anderson was
My
Neo.
last name is Anderson, and actually Uncle Lou gave me the idea to change it to Neo.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something like that. I mean, Anderson is the main character's real name, and he goes by Neo for 99% of it. Yeah, I know. I just wondering who gave you the idea to flip from Anderson to Neo, and I guess
It was Uncle Lou.
Yeah, Lou wanted me to change my my handle there for he suggested it once offline that I I changed my handle to what was it, KOTJ, and I said no.
KOTJ, what is that?
The King of the Jews.
Oh.
Well, for one thing, I didn't want to play on that one for very long, and for another thing, technically, King of the Jews is Jesus Christ.
Right.
And I really didn't want to ruffle that many feathers. I mean, I'm cool with ruffling feathers now and again, but I didn't want to go that far. You know what I mean? I mean,
his family members might have crucified him.
You didn't want the Latin letters INRI, which nobody seems to know is Jesus Nazareum Rex Judeum. You know, you don't want to be Rex Judeum on. You know, I understand.
No, that would be bad.
I used to say that to my confirmation classes, my Catholic confirmation classes. Do you know what INRI means? You know, INRI and Jesus. Why is it with an I? I said because the letter J is an invention of the English alphabet that didn't come around until about 600 years ago. I mean, look at my initials, J and W. In 1300, there was no J, there was no W in the English language. They're invented. Right. They needed another symbol to come up with sounds that they were making when German and French kind of merged and became English. They had these sounds and they needed to figure. Yeah, so it's a late indent, and so that's like what's that scene in the Indiana Jones movie where he's gonna spell
Jehovah. Yeah, that's why I learned.
But he steps out. Yeah, he goes J Kloom. Yeah, and he almost falls through.
Yeah, and he did fall through.
He doesn't know how to spell it in Latin. Right.
And he said idiot. In Latin, Jehovah begins with an I.
I. Yep.
I didn't know any of that.
No, well, that was Indiana Jones. No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And the Holy Grail.
Connery. Yeah.
I remember now. Yeah. I
like those Indiana Jones movies. I thought the last one with the Crystal Skull was kind of silly, but it almost
something's going on.
Slim Shady's phone, I guess.
Slim, something's going on with your microphone. Oh, he had to leave. Okay.
Every time I turn the table and I see an Indiana Jones movies, it's always the Temple of Doom, and I can't stand that one. I just give me the first one where they're going after the Lost Ark, and the third one where they're going after the Grail.
What's wrong with the second one? Just too creepy?
Well, that one wasn't too bad. What was that one? Indiana Jones and the
Temple of
What was
Doom, where
his
he
Temple
Temple of Doom, yeah. Well, that
Where the
wasn't
kids
so
were all-
bad.
I just didn't like it because the woman that was playing the playing his bit part or whatever she just drove me fucking crazy. She was just
Yeah,
I
she
didn't
was
like
a
her.
little bimbo screechy thing, that
Yeah.
didn't. And the kid was superfluous. I mean,
Yeah.
really, what do we need him there for?
That was just comic relief, I think.
Well, it worked.
Well, it's just proof, and Kate Capshaw, who played the gal, was Spielberg's brand new wife. So guess how she got the role? And I mean,
Yeah.
Spielberg's had misses. I mean, he's, not all of Spielberg's stuff has been golden. He's had his mistakes.
Well, it depends on how you define mistake. I mean, if you define mistake as box office, he ain't made that many. But
Yeah.
I mean, even his stinkers made money. I mean,
Well,
what wasn't his first one? Duel.
Yes.
That to me was one of the all timers. That's one of the all timer movies. That one was a fantastic movie. If any of you in the stream want to see a Spielberg's first movie, it's called Duel. Man, talk about your suspense movie.
And a great car movie if you're a hot rod guy type too. So I mean, there's a lot to draw you to that.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It was a good story. Dennis Weaver did a great job.
I think I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it, but I think I know what you're talking about. Kind of give a synopsis.
Well, there's this, and J-Dub, correct any holes I leave. There's this everyman guy played by Dennis Weaver. He's a salesman. He has to drive from his house to a sales meeting or conference or whatever somewhere.
Right.
And, this was done back before the interstate system, so he has to use back roads, mountain roads through, I think it was California. For some reason, he either pisses off or comes across a pissed off trucker who we never see in his tanker truck, all-in-one tanker truck, not a semi, who chases him up and down these mountain roads trying to kill him. And Hopper's character is trying to basically stay alive in a duel to the death between himself and the trucker and all kinds of other people. They interact together, and it's comical in some cases and downright dangerous in other cases. And
is that the whole movie? Just him trying to kill the other guy?
Yeah, pretty much. But there's also, some really good homespun interactions between Hopper's character and some other characters that he meets along the way. And but the main Spielberg keeps throwing in Hopper thinks he's gonna get away, and then something happens, and then somehow he barely overcomes that, and then something else happens, and it just keeps building to a crescendo and a conclusion, which you may find to be inevitable, but the way it comes about is very interesting. Well shot movie. A lot of good car chase, if you like that sort of thing. And you'd be surprised what a Dodge Dart can do.
Yeah. and
you'd be surprised how much shit a Dodge Dart can put up with in this movie. I guarantee you Chrysler sold quite a few Dodge Darts because of that movie.
And it holds up well, too. I mean, the movie's shot
right
well
up to
enough.
The end, anyway.
It's shot well enough, and the suspense is enough that the unexpected keeps happening, that it still holds up today. I mean, it's a movie that's aged well. And that's what I think. I think Spielberg's other masterpieces. I mean, Jaws has all right, yeah, it's a robotic shark, whatever. But I mean, Jaws has still aged very well. A movie that I really have a deep love for, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I think that has aged well. I mean, if you do it right, they'll survive the tests of time.
Yeah, I mean, you can see like in Duel. I mean, you're talking about cars and people and attitudes and stuff from the 70s, and Jaws. Jaws doesn't stand up to the CGI wonderkins of today,
No.
but the story and the story is timeless. Close
Yeah, but
Encounters.
thank God,
Close
because now
Encounters falls apart with all the special effects that can be done nowadays, but the story holds together.
oh yeah, I mean now half the movies are all about the CGI, which has drawn me away from movies because now all of a sudden the story doesn't matter anymore. I mean, the story, the music, the soundtrack, the interaction of the three characters, that's what makes Jaws Jaws. I mean, the fact that you've got a robot shark that the crew couldn't get to work half the time, uh, you know, so they had to sub in some canned filmed footage of a live shark they never intended to use because they couldn't get the robot shark to work. I
Oh,
mean, they worked around it.
Slim Shady said he got a phone call. That's why he had to drop out.
Okay, now figured
Hey,
as much.
I'm going to
Celine,
have to wrap this up pretty soon myself.
Celine,
What'd you
you've got
say?
you've got a question in the chat.
Well, probably got
Big
several.
12 Big 12 is wanting to know how, on a scale of 1 to 3, how nervous are you for the Georgia game?
1 to 3? Jesus.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I'm not nervous about the game at all, guys, because I'm not really giving Florida a great chance to win this game because there is no defense. And even though Georgia's offense has challenges, let's just say that, they have enough weapons other than Bennett that I don't know that Florida can deal with them. I mean, they haven't proven so far that they can deal with running games. They did a little better against Missouri than they did in the first 3 games, but it's Missouri. That's not Georgia. Now, Georgia's defense is beat up. Their star player is out. They've got issues in the secondary, and Florida can chuck the ball like no other team Georgia has seen, except for Alabama. And I would put Florida's passing game up against Alabama's. I think they stack up fairly well.
That would
But
be
that's not the point.
That would be an interesting game, though.
It would be an
Okay.
interesting game, and we may get to see it. We may get to see Florida, Alabama. I don't know, but
Florida's
that's
going to
a
have
month
to
from
win
now.
out.
Fellas, I got to step away. Hey, Celine, thanks for having me in. You guys all stay safe. We'll talk to you later. I've got to run real quick.
All right, no problem. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to be wrapping up in a couple of minutes anyway.
Okay.
I'm not terribly nervous about the game because, I mean, Florida's got a chance because of Georgia's challenges. Their
Right.
defense is beat up, so our offense could probably do well against it. But our defense doesn't play very well, and even with a small quarterback that doesn't play very well, Georgia's still got enough on the offense side of the ledger to put points on the board. Meanwhile, I feel good about our offense, and they're just going to have to go out on the field and play the game. But am I nervous? No. I've sort of resigned myself to the idea that Florida is not going to win this game. But they have a chance. I hope they keep it close. Hell, I hope they win the game. But nervous? No, nervous doesn't describe me about this game. I know it's coming. It'll be here in a couple of days, and then it'll be over. And at the end of that game, we're going to know pretty much who's going to Atlanta. I hope it's Florida. I don't know. I really don't. But then again, nobody knows.
That depends on the winner of the game.
Well, it's going to be against Alabama.
Mostly. It depends on the winner of the game, mostly. No, I think Alabama get in. I think Alabama will win out the rest of the regular season.
Oh, I
Although,
don't see why they wouldn't.
sometimes sometimes Auburn does surprise us and beat us every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then somebody gets surprised. I mean,
Yeah.
hell, we got surprised by A&M. We should have beaten that team. We didn't.
Well,
Surprise!
that surprised me.
Surprised everybody. I don't think anybody really had A&M winning that game, but we'll see
I
on
don't know.
Saturday.
I remember one person who did, Celine. You know Tyler P.
Oh well, yeah, Tyler P did. Yeah,
Tyler P had
who is
A&M
Tyler
winning
P's
that game.
team anyway?
Huh?
Who is Tyler P's team?
Georgia.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. He's a very smart guy. He's a very
Yeah,
smart
he
guy.
is.
Anyway, Neo, I got to wrap this up because I got to do a couple of things real quick before Lou gets on, and I don't want to miss
Okay.
any of that. That will be interesting, I'm sure.
All right. Well,
But I
I'll talk
thank
to you
you
later,
for stopping
Celine.
by.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap the stream. Been going for 2 hours, so but I'll see all of you guys in about half an hour over on Lou's channel. So don't freak out so much. Anyway, before you guys leave, if you haven't done already, click that thumbs up button for me. Definition 409, I thank you for the super chats, even though I didn't see them. I did unblock you, so if you're still in here, I did see you post up, so the unblock was successful from my end. So I appreciate your apology. I hope you were sincere about it. We'll see what happens going forward, but I'm not unblocking the other guys that I blocked. And if they want to think I'm soft, who are they that I should care what they think of me? Which is one of my philosophies of life. Who are you that I should care what you think of me? Wise man once told me to think that more often than not, you'll be fine. Anyway, guys, like Big 12 and Junkyard Dog, and I don't post videos, and I like pizza. And let's see, Neil was in here, J-Dub was in here, Slim Shady was here. TikTok Chess Hall was here. Mukbang TikTok Chess Hall. Let's see who else was in here. Who else was in here? Byrek was here. I know that. Libby was here for a little while. Bunch of folks were in here. Atypical Gump was here, or is here. I appreciate you all stopping by and spending a little time with me on a Thursday evening. I will see you all in the Lou stream, I'm sure, in a little bit. Until then, we'll see you real soon.